Do you want me to add on the 7 year to this, or just do the 6 year you guys have?
Oh, we have a 6 year? Just why would you get to do something more we had that we don't have?
Are you saying, yeah?
For funsies as
You're
an
like,
add-on,
do you
because they're actually
oh, just
different.
let me pour a fifth sample that you guys don't have
Yeah.
to
At
reveal.
that point, just pour the bourbon lore one too
Hey,
and be like,
TJ,
hey, that
why,
one was
why
the
don't you
best.
just reach over behind yourself and why don't you just pour something else for the fifth sample and
All right. 18
we'll
year
make Brian
old.
jealous.
I'll do the
Well,
18-year-old four roses, and Chuck, you can do one of your three stacks, and
Yeah,
we'll call it
exactly.
even.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good.
you guys can be like not the best friends sometimes. I don't know if you're aware of that or not.
While Brian gets set up, we are doing a Ben Holladay flight. Chuck and I have no idea which Ben Holladays, other than apparently there is a six
Apparently a
year
6 year and not
Ben
a
here,
7 year.
but
This
not a
is like a
seven.
logic problem.
Well, I think it's because he doesn't like us enough to put the seven in, but he put the 6 year in. So Ben Holladay.
I got this 7 after I sent the flight.
Oh, I
The
got you.
7
Yeah.
is like a special one-off they did
Yeah.
that I picked up.
Chuck, have you ever sent a special one off? Just throwing it out there. Okay, just check. Good. So those of you that don't know,
I didn't have it yet. I did not have it
yeah.
yet.
Ben Holladay
with friends like you
is
guys.
actually making people care about Missouri, and they're doing some amazing
Second best thing since the Cardinals
Yeah.
in Missouri, I think.
And this year,
In Branson,
probably the first
that place
best
is
thing.
fantastic.
So they are doing weeded bourbon, and everybody's going crazy calling it a Weller killer and all that stuff. I don't know if it's that, but it is a good quality weeded bourbon at a good price. And Brian has sent us a sample because he's finally proud of his state and they've done something. And we're going to see what we think of it. So, do you want to tell us what are the four samples, or we're just going to do this blind?
Not a chance. I'm telling you nothing. This
Okay.
is blind because here's you
Blinded
guys
him
can start.
too.
Yeah, if you guys all want to start, like sniffing, sampling, Chuck, if you want
I
to put
get
on like an
smells.
ascot or something as you do this, feel free. So yeah, Ben Holladay doing really, really good stuff. And as far as Missouri goes, I mean, it's like, hey, the Chiefs, hello, won some Super Bowls recently. Haven't you heard? Cardinals, we're hurting a little bit right now, but we have a couple World Series on our belt. So back to Ben Holladay. They're doing great stuff. So these guys are sampling their products. So I'll just give you a little history here. Ben Holladay, a couple years ago, they came out with just their bottle and bond product. It was really, really good. Actually reminds me, it's what I would classify their bourbon bottle and bond. I classify as a great winter fall bourbon. To me at least, tastes like Christmas a little bit. Then they came out with their
What's Christmas taste like to you?
Delicious.
Disappointment.
Oh gosh, there's so many directions I could go right now that are all sad. No, love of something. And then they came out with their soft red wheat, which that's kind of where they started really getting some additional press is when that soft red wheat came out. They came out then with their Rickhouse proof, and that's where people started going, oh, they've maybe come out with like a Weller foolproof killer, and some of those things. So we'll see. We'll sample that tonight.
Fun fact about soft red wheat. Normally that is used in making pastry flour.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So they have their bottle and bond lineup, and they have what they call their Rickhouse proof lineup, which is kind of what you would consider as the barrel proof type of stuff. So that's where we're at. So what do you guys think?
I think they all smell very similar and taste very similar.
One and two, I thought smelled very similar to me, like a sweet honey, maybe just like a touch of ochre grain. But like 3, I was getting like a chocolate malt
One was the nose I was digging the most. The other three kind of fell flat.
Oh, I thought number
Hmm.
4 was the best. I was going to
Interesting.
compliment Brian on his
Build
progression.
up.
Oh, wow. A compliment from Chuck. That
It's
that
rare,
goes a
but
long way.
it's the year of the total eclipse, and
I was
you
gonna
know,
say it's like the holiday. Merry
Well, there
Christmas.
you go.
yeah, here's a gift.
Yeah, I guess some chocolate notes
That
on three.
that is definitely good stuff.
Yeah, they're all good by no means.
I think 4 has a bit more rich caramely as opposed to like that honey kind of lighter
Yeah.
sweet, more depth to the little bit of that toastedness. Whereas like 1 and 2 are just like a honey grain sweet, which kind of indicates to me youthfulness. Um,
Well, if we're gonna keep with the theme, which is Weller Killer, one and two would be your special reserve, just
yeah,
traditionally
Okay.
good.
Yes, I would say that would be a good comparison.
But I like one more than two. I feel like there's something on two that's
Interesting.
giving a little note that I don't enjoy.
get a little stone fruit number 1 as well. A little bit of apricot.
I would say generally number one, the notes are a lot stronger on one and more subtle on two overall.
Yeah. I think you hit it out of the park, Chuck, with like honey, sweet
Hmm.
toast.
I do agree with you. Number 1, TJ, is a little bit better than 2. 2 is, I think, more watery in the
Mhm.
palate, which isn't super interesting to me. Um, yeah, and I just get some of those a little bit of sweetness that comes through on the palate on number 1 just isn't there, or isn't there on number 2. Yep.
Yeah. And I feel like the ethanol alcohol note comes through a little bit more on two than it does on one. So it's not as well balanced.
I think this is a great spot for kind of the big reveal because kind of one and two are a category, and then
We
three and
haven't
four are a category.
we
So
haven't
if you
finished.
want,
Hey, it's
if you
Brian's
want, I
night.
can
He's
talk
going
about
for
one
it.
and two right now, and then we can move on to three and four.
So we can do
Fair
that, but
enough.
1 second. So Chuck, smell three and tell me you don't get Chex Mix.
Which one? Which corn Chex Mix or the rice Chex Mix?
Like
Traditional.
Thanksgiving Chex Mix, traditional from the
Oh,
oven. Your mother
oh, I
loves
see.
you.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I can see that. Toasted,
Mm-hmm.
toasted corn, some sweetness and spices.
Mm-hmm.
So one and two are the bourbon and the soft red wheat bottle and bond.
Okay.
Any guesses on which is which?
Well, I guess is the wheat is the weaker one, which is number 2.
Yeah.
Correct. So first one was the Ben Holladay Bottle and Bond. It's kind of their first release they came out with. Great stuff. The notes on it are just full of flavor. Here's what's actually kind of interesting. I've allegedly, I will say allegedly, consumed more than one bottle.
At one sitting or like over time?
Yes.
Allegedly consumed more than one bottle. We're just going with that.
Allegedly.
And then the second one was the soft red wheat. I mean I did have to open up a brand new bottle of this for tonight, so you know. And then the second was the bottle and bond soft red wheat. Both of these are great. Here's actually what's been really interesting. I find if I open the night actually with this soft red wheat, this just hits it out of the park and is amazing. But if I've had one or two
Until you have
drinks,
things with more
I
flavor.
feel well, well, exactly. Well, no, but this is what I'm trying to say is this is like if you have some friends that aren't heavy into bourbon or you want to introduce them to bourbon, this is a great intro bottle, start the night bottle. It's easy drinker, but still has something to it. Isn't like
So it's the
isn't a
the
watered down
Missouri
Blanton's.
Basil Hayden.
Bingo.
I like it.
Basil Hayden plus. Basil Hayden plus. Definitely plus on the Basil Hayden. Okay. But I found this one, actually, the Ben Holladay regular, if it's a first drink of the night, comes off a little bit strong, a little bit complex. Like I don't fully appreciate this one. This is a great like second sip, third sip of the night.
Yes.
So
there you go.
Anyway.
Your night curated by Brian. You got it right here.
There you go.
So if I happen to go in tandem, I start with this and transition to this.
I like how he started us though with the bourbon and then went to the soft red.
Here, start with this and then go to the other one.
Well, so actually, you guys were part of my. Actually, you two were part of my social experiment because I wanted to see if you guys felt similar, which is why I kept it in that order. So there you go.